Okay, so this is the second video after harvesting all my autumn berries. You clean them. Takes a couple of cleanings of water, and just let the water bring out all the little bit of leaves and berries you don't want. And then you're going to just, while they're still wet, transfer them to your pot over here. Put a couple of them stuck in there, that's fine, but now I'm going to go to the next process. All right, so I'm going to let these cook down a little bit. They still have water on them from being washed. Added just a little bit of tad of water. You can see there's still some water down in there. So this is going to make like a puree. And I'll run it through my food grinder, which is going to be a process, but it'll get all the seeds and all the stems out, and you'll be just left with a puree. Then we'll make it into candy. Okay, so a little bit further along, you can see how it's starting to set up. I'm trying to pop all these berries. You can hear them pop. It's kind of fun. But I want to get as many berries as I can made into just like what looks like tomato paste. And I will keep doing that until most of these berries have popped, and then I'll run it to the food grinder. All right, while your berries are cooking, you get your parchment paper and put it on top of the cookie sheet. If you have a food dehydrator, this works really easily to do this next step, but for the final step. But if you don't, just put it in your oven at the lowest settings and let it sit there and dehydrate. Make fruit leather, or the longer you go, the harder it's going to be. You can make it like Jolly Ranchers and then crack it off. But depending on how you like it, you can make it either way you want. So now it's running it through the food grinder, or the, what is this called? You remember what this is called, Evie? Food mill. It's a food mill. But you can see what it's making into. Can you see it? That's what you want. Now you can stop. So here's all the waste product, the seeds, the stems. Do not put this in your compost. I would not feed it to chickens. This is a highly invasive plant, so when it's done, throw it in the trash and get rid of it. All right, that's my puree, and I'm adding honey for how much taste you want, how much sweetness you want. I like lots of sweetness mixed with the tartness of the berry. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to warm it over a low heat and mix it all together and then taste it. If it needs more honey, I'll put more honey in there. All right, I poured it out into my cookie sheet covered with parchment paper, and now I'm going to put it in the oven. The lowest my oven would go is like 170, so I'm going to put it in there and let it sit for 4 to 6 hours until it's no longer sticky. But if you can't get to that and you go too far, it'll make like candy, which I like both. I like fruit leather and candy, so whatever I get out of this, I'm going to enjoy. Okay, so the process is complete. All I'm going to do now is roll this up like fruit roll-ups. It's just hard to do one-handed, but I will do that, and then I will cut these into little bite-sized slices, about 1 inch, and you will have a nice amount of what they call fruit leather or fruit roll-ups. I'm excited this is something good coming from an invasive species, which is bad, because you can always find the good in everything.